Hi everyone, how are you? Thank you for attending my presentation today. This is Nohier ElSamny. I'm head of development in Square Engineering firm from Egypt. So hello from Egypt. I'm going to talk about construction 5.0, the next era of technological revolution. We're going to say if it's the next era or not. I always start my presentations using this statement. One person can do a change. Yeah, one person can do a change, but one person can wisely do a change because change is a process, it's a journey. And it always starts with a different idea, with a different thing, a different attitude, a different perspective. So maybe something that I learned new, something that I've heard. And we start changing things. We start changing our perspectives. And then we collaboratively change things. So let's have a short journey together now how we can change things. I'm BIM Digital Construction Manager, an architect of 14 years of experience in the field of AEC, and I'm working in BIM management, construction management, lean construction, digital transformation strategy, and I'm also holding my dual master's degree in construction project management from University of Barcelona and from the Global Institute of Technology. I'm so proud to say that I'm a BIM hero in the BIM coordinators community, and I'm also have participated in different events, different summits, different conferences, talking about BIM, about growth, about development, about sustainability, digital construction, and all things related to technology. So let's talk today about growth in technology, evolution of industrial revolutions, construction 4.0 and 5.0, the three values, pillars, and facts of Industry 5.0, robots and cobots, social issues and role of human talent, how to make Industry 5.0 happen, and how can we cope with all of these changes? Let's have a look on this graph. Can you imagine the massive and the rapid change that was there in the field of technology in all industries over the past years since year 2000 up to this moment? The huge impact of frightenment on all workers that were working in different industries. Actually, people were scared. They would be replaced by robots. They would be replaced by automated solutions. And it happened. So I chose to talk about Industry 5.0 today because what I really like in Industry 5.0 is the part about shifting the focus back to people and not machines. Yes, we need machines, but we need people. We need this balance to be happening. So we're going to talk today about this type of automation with a soul. We're talking about this topic today because many companies up till now think that Industry 4.0 is still something that will be happening as the next thing in the next phase. No, dears, it won't happen. It's already happened. And we're already witnessing Industry 5.0 right now. The key elements of Industry 4.0 and that would be continuing with Industry 5.0 and so on included automation, robotization, virtual reality, big data analytics, and things like that. But Industry 5.0 has a different thing to add here. Let's say, how did it all start? We have 5 industrial revolutions, from the first industrial revolution up to Industry 5.0. And we're going to talk about the evolution of the industrial revolutions. Look, dears, the people manufacture things is always under this topic of technological advancements. We always have technological advancements over all industries of manufacturing. The Industrial Revolution is another name for the transition from pre-industrial technology to production technology. And whenever we're talking about production technology, we're not talking far away from construction industry. Why I'm saying this? Because there are two main things that you need to talk about whenever we get to talk about production in construction, that are the 10th dimension of BIM and PPM in VDC. Let's see how this affects the construction industry. BIM dimension starts with 3D, 4D, 5D, as we all know, up to 10th day. 10th day of BIM is the industrialization, which aims to industrialize and make the construction sector more productive. So we're dealing with the productivity of the construction industry. And it is the key to solving the problem of low productivity in the construction industry as well, to optimize every phase of the building life cycle. And it provides a complete vision to the asset management that we all lack information for during the design, construction, and maintenance phases. So we're dealing with a construction project in a different way now. We're dealing with the production aspect of the construction project. And also whatever makes this concept more clear, the project production management, PPM, in virtual design and construction BDC. Let's talk about the BDC framework. It consists of client objectives, project objectives, ICE, integrated concurrent engineering sessions, which is related to the collaboration of all stakeholders of the project together, BIM, we all know BIM, and PPM. PPM is project production management, and the framework of PPM is based on a project as a production system view. So the project equals a production system in terms of project production management. And project production management is the part responsible for the processes in the VDC framework. So whenever we have a VDC framework, the processes part is always related to the concept of project production management. Let's go a step back to talk about VDC and say that it is based on the composition of product, organization, and process models, POP models. The next figure will show the relationship between the VDC framework and the POP matrix. The part related to structure in the POP matrix is all related to BIM, ICE, and PPM in the VDC framework. So whenever we get to talk about the product structure, we're talking about BIM. Whenever we get to talk about the process structure, it's always related to PPM. So processes, we're talking about project production management. So we're dealing now with the project in a different way, and we're dealing with the construction industry also in a different way. And actually, Lean supports that. Lean construction supports that. Lean principles came from the manufacturing industry, from Toyota, and is now implemented and reflected in the construction industry using Lean construction. So it all supports the same concept, Lean, VDC framework, and its relationship with the POP matrix, and also the 10th dimension of BIM. They are all interrelated together to see the project in a different way as a production system. So we're not talking far away from production, we're not talking far away from manufacturing, but in a different perspective. So let's get back now to talk about the industrial revolutions after we are dealing with the project differently. From the first industrial revolution up to Industry 5.0. It all started in 1780 with Industry 1.0, which was called mechanization, and it was depending on water and steam, and this was huge at that moment. Then we moved on to Industry 2.0 in 1870, electrification, and it was depending on mass production using assembly lines. And then we moved on to Industry 3.0 in 1970, and it was automation. Yeah, automation was there since 1970. It's not something new because we use electronics in computers at that time, and it's used the automation concept. So automation started in 1970, and then it moved on to Industry 4.0 in 2011, which is called digitalization. And digitalization added the aspect of artificial intelligence to the processes that were used by the computers and the electronics before. Then it happened to have Industry 5.0 in 2020, which is the personalization, the humanization. And it is the cooperation between the human intelligence and the artificial intelligence. It makes the balance. Let's talk now about Industry 4.0. We take a step back and then we take a step forward to talk about Industry 5.0 and see the difference. Industry 4.0 introduces some technologies such as BIM, drones, robots, artificial intelligence, as we all know. And the reflections of 4.0 in the construction industry were always related to the construction robotics, the building materials, the off-site construction, the prefabrication, and the virtual reality. And it all used the Internet of Things devices, the big data, because they were all used on depending on IBIM, using the cloud platforms and the huge and the massive amount of data produced from the BIM processes, using augmented reality, virtual reality, robotics, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, and drones. We all know these things, and we all know the amount of data and the massive automation solutions that was happening because of this data. But what happened was excessive automation was a mistake, and humans were underrated in different fields, different companies, different industries. People were scared because of this massive amount of automation. That's why Industry 5.0 took place. There has to be some balance. Industry 5.0 led us to have Construction 5.0, which is mostly focusing on the integration of humans working alongside robots and Internet of Things devices. And it also has this human impact and how they empower the human work and capabilities. It reflects the shift from the focus on economic value to a focus on societal value. And it shifts the focus from welfare to well-being. It also emphasized the societal dimension of digitalization. Digitalization has so many dimensions, but the societal value, the societal dimension of digitalization is way, way more important than we can imagine. And it's also aligning with industry KPIs of the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So whenever we get to think about sustainability, we're thinking about Construction 5.0, or the main thing as Industry 5.0, not 4.0. Let's see the differences between 5.0 and 4.0 in this slide. Industry 4.0, it was focusing on connecting machines, mass customization, intelligent supply chain, smart products, manpower were distanced from factories. But Industry 5.0, it's focusing on delivering customer experience, hyper customization, responsive supply chain, experience activated and interactive products, and return of manpower to factories. So it's different and there is some balance now. Also, we can say that Construction 5.0 is implemented through lean and digitalization concepts because whenever we get lean excellence, added to digitalization, we have this product of an augmented and sustained operational performance. Industry 5.0 and lean having the same concept together. They are envisioning the human centered approach and they all are maximizing the value and reducing the waste. That's why Internet 5.0 is depending on three interconnected core values. And they were there because Industry 5.0 acknowledged the weaknesses of excessive automation and the low flexibility of highly automated solutions and poor adaptability to changing needs and requirements. So it is differentiated by human-centric, sustainable, and resilient, and it placed the well-being of the worker at the center of the production processes. And it also complements the Industry 4.0 approach by specifically putting research and innovation at the service of the transition to a sustainable and human-centric, resilient industry. So we're now witnessing Industry 5.0, which is differentiated using three core values: human centric, sustainable, and resilient. Also, the facts about Industry 5.0 are so obvious. Industry 5.0 is aimed at supporting, not superseding humans. Industry 5.0 is about finding the optimal balance of efficiency and productivity. And the progress of Industry 5.0 is unavoidable. What is required in Industry 5.0 to be there? Trained personnel, chief robotics officer, and the right technology as cobots, the collaborative robots. Let's see the difference between robots and cobots. Robots have been used for 70 years in automated manufacturing processes. Yeah, they work quickly and efficiently, we know that. But human workers aren't always happy about it, aren't always happy using these robots or dealing with these robots. And actually, they were a bit dangerous and required a lot of safety. They were not friendly to humans. But cobots is different a lot because we have collaborative robots right now, and they are designed to work alongside humans. They are providing an extra hand on the production line or for other tasks, and they require less investment of time, budget, and energy. And actually, humans seem happier with this pairing than with the conventional and the traditional robots. The differences between the robots and cobots are all obvious in this slide. The robots are dealing with big batches and little variability, while cobots is dealing with low volume and high mix. It's designed for low volume or high mix production. The robot is often deployed for new processes. Robots requires constancy and it's programmed for unchanging environment at the same moment with minimal need to adapt. But cobots adapt to the environment. Robots are not safe without guarding. It requires safety guarding to keep human workers out of the robot's work cell. But cobots are collaborative and safe, and humans can work alongside so easily. Robots focus on the robot. Cobots is different at this point as well. Robots require big investment and longer return of investment, while cobots are not like that. It gets faster return of investment. So there are some differences between robots and cobots right now. Let's talk about the social issues and role of human talent. The human centricity of Industry 5.0 did not arise out of nowhere. The excessive focus on automation and machines replacing human labor across all industrial fields and processes in Industry 4.0 created tension, distrust towards new technologies. And it was not easy to replace these traditional processes with the technology. It was not easy to grow, and people were resisting growth and development a lot. At the same time, growing complexity of industrial automation solutions made it a bit difficult to obtain the necessary skills for employees who want to keep being employed by industrial facilities of the future. And actually, Industry 5.0 attempts to address these problems at several levels, and it highlights the direction for an industry. The emphasis on the need for automation solutions to support and empower human labor instead of simply replacing it. Industry 5.0 highlights the need to implement proper training, teaching people how to use new technologies, as well as retaining and lifelong learning concepts promoted among human talent, low qualified workers especially. So we're now keeping the value of humans. Working alongside robots, working alongside automation, working alongside machine. That's why we're calling it automation with a soul, because it deals with human in the first place. And that's the main thing. How to make Industry 5.0 happen? Industry 5.0 won't happen because it's already happened. The transition towards Industry 5.0 has already started. And actually, it's closer to the vision of self-aware and resilient industrial automation. We're not far away from automation. We're developing how we automate things. It is eco-friendly and sustainable paradigm. So In this area, organizations will require data more than ever before, and we should think how to organize this great amount of data. Who should do that? And how can we standardize, collect, and monitor the information about everything related to machines, related to humans as well? In order to make the principles of Industry 5.0 work, we have to think for answers to these questions. This shows the progress of Industry 1.0 to 2.0, 3, 4, 5, phase 1 and 2 in terms of philosophy, technology, energy source, and key research. Everything is changing over time. Everything is changing, so we're never stopping. From here, we can say that Industry 6.0 is there. It started with Industry 4.0 that's mainly focused on the automation and the artificial intelligence. And in turn, it laid the foundation to Industry 5.0, wherein robotic assistants and human workforce work together, focusing as the center of the universe. Industry 6.0 combines manufacturing operations and services provided to customers using artificial intelligence, cloud computing, human robot working, big data. Satellite and industrial AI-enabled robots also would assist, and it may take 10 to 15 years to implement. It provides virtualized anti-fragile manufacturing and anti-fragile services, and it's focusing on customer-centric and customer-focused and super-connected industry. So we can have some balance right now related to Industry 6.0. To sum up everything, we have the first three industries, 1, 2, 3 in the past. We're witnessing now some related to Industry 4.0, and some people think that Industry 4.0 is something that is coming. No, it's happening already to some people. And the future is witnessing, or the present as well, is witnessing now Industry 5.0 because of the balance of human intelligence related to the artificial intelligence, while Industry 6.0 is something brand new, and it is focusing on product personalization, automated robotic industry that is controlled by quantum radar. It is customer driven, of course, virtualized, digital twins, focusing also on green sustainability. So whenever we get to talk about green sustainability, we have to consider Industry 6.0 in the first place. And let's say that it's a continuous journey of development. It's never stopping, never stopping. So we have to cope with all of that. Let's see how can we cope with all of that right now. There is something called process of changing, learning. It consists of 4 stages. The first stage of this process is the unconscious incompetence, that I don't know what I don't know. I've never heard about Industry 5.0 before this presentation, and I didn't know that I didn't know what Industry 5.0 is. But now I'm in conscious incompetence, that I know what I don't know. I now know about Industry 5.0 because of this presentation. So I'm in the stage of the conscious incompetence. And then the third stage is the conscious competence. I know what I know. I know that I know that. And I've learned that. So I'm okay with it. The fourth and the last stage is the unconscious competence. What I know now is a skill. What differs the first 2 stages and the second 2 stages is 3 important things. The first thing that differs from the first stage to the next stage is insight. I heard something new. I've learned something through this presentation. I've had a different insight towards things. And then I choose now to learn about industries. I choose now to learn about Industry 6.0, to learn about human intelligence and the collaboration with artificial intelligence. So I'm having a choice right now. And then I repeat. I repeat learning this. I repeat applying this. And I repeat reflecting this in my daily life. So it becomes a skill. Like this driving. We drive our cars unconsciously. We're not focusing how we drive. It just happens. It's just a skill. So because it kept repeated and repeated every time, every day. So we're just doing it right now. That's how we change and that's how we learn. Insight, choice, and repetition. And also, let me say that everything has the first time to have an insight, the first time to have recommendations, the first time to have actions on that, to adapt and to improve what we adapted to. And then we get new insights, new recommendations, new actions, new adaptation, and new improvements. And let's go together with the infinite loop. It's not ending and it's not stopping because development and growth is always, always having progress. That's why I like to say that we do not only need to digitally operate construction, we need to digitally, mentally, and collaboratively operate construction. Let's have this balance to have digitalization in place, to have mental awareness to whatever we are having, whatever we are dealing with, and to work collaboratively on change, to work collaboratively on doing something happen and ground, to operate construction in a different way nowadays. And let's get this balance back between the human intelligence and artificial intelligence to keep things settled and to have a mature growth and mature development. Thank you so much. This was Nohier ElSamny. I was so happy to be with you today. And I hope to see you in more and more presentations afterwards. Thank you so much.